This is our board for the
It's 5:30, Thursday, February 22nd, 2024. We're getting ready to start the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Okay. First, where you at, please stand.
Father, we thank you for allowing us to be here today. We ask, Lord Jesus, that you help us make the best decisions for this city as well as our citizens. Guide our minds, Lord Jesus, as well as our hearts. Help us do what's pleasing in your sight. In Jesus' holy precious name we pray. Amen.
Would you please stand where you do the pledge of allegiance and the pledge to Texas flag? Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas,
One state under God, one and indivisible.
Please have a seat. Okay, first we get started. Do we have any, right in the front, we have any visitors that are here that want to talk to you or speak in regard to anything not on the agenda today? Do we have anybody here today? Okay, we'll continue to move on. As we get started, we have a motion for the adoption of the minutes from last month. Everybody had a chance to, or two had a chance to look at the minutes from last month? We good? We have a motion on the floor. Okay, I have a motion to approve the minutes from last month. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion approved. Since we hold the public hearing, there's nothing for the public hearing for tonight on the agenda, so we're going to open the public hearing and we'll close the public hearing, so there's nothing for tonight. We'll move on to action item number 7. 7.1 is to discuss and consider the resolution number 3035, a resolution of the city council and the city of Terrell, Texas, accepting the city of Terrell 2024 compensation plan. Ordinance, I'm going to read ordinance number 3035. It's an ordinance of the city council of the city of Terrell, Kaufman County, Texas, amending ordinance number 2773 by the addition of chapter 14 impact fees, article 4 roadway impact fees, sections 14 through 30, future transportation plan. The city of Terrell code of ordinance updating the city of Terrell 2017 comprehensive plan, chapter 5 recommendations, strategies, to activate the vision, section 5.4, future transportation plan as specified in exhibit A, attached here to and made as a part of here for all purposes, attached here to and purposes, here for all purposes, providing for the severability, providing a savings clause, and finding a determination that the meeting at which this ordinance was considered was open to the public as required by law.
Okay, Commissioners, I bring for you tonight something that we do when impact fees are done, and the impact fees are renewed every 5 years. Part of that in impact fees, there's roadway, water, and sewer. And this part is to talk about not just impact fees, but to approve the thoroughfare plan. And the thoroughfare plan is basically the overall general guiding light as we build roads, build developments as they come in, and we look at the connectivity and the flow of traffic throughout the city as to major connectors, major collectors, and see how we can accommodate that So as someone comes in, we can show how these roads are going to be connected and then how that works with their development. The map that you have before you has been reviewed and staff comes to you recommending it. But basically, I'll just go over the key items in there. The yellow road that you see through there is I-20 on the bottom and then 557 going up to Highway 80. Along the left, there's a big purple line. That is basically the projected outer loop that is going. And that outer loop stops just in the Kaufman County. It does go on up to Rockwall all the way up to McKinney. That's where it's going to head. So it right now currently is going to stop at the Kaufman County line right there. There's no plans to either go further south of that. And to kind of orient you there, that is right where 148 comes in, and that's where the Arboretum Estates, if y'all been involved with that one, that's where that subdivision is located. So that is projected. That is not etched in stone, so don't think that if it goes through a house that it's going to be there. It might move a little bit, but overall, that is the overall latest plan on that. That is a very long term. They still got to do the environmental impact study on that, so that's another entity. But for us, I bring to you the city plan of going there. You can kind of see the concept out there is to create some outer loops. And you'll see there's an outer loop that kind of goes around the north side of town. So we can try to start planning to create flow of traffic where it just doesn't, everything has to go down 80. So yes, there will be some tweaking on down the road as we progress, but this will kind of be like a comprehensive plan that you've heard the city do. It's a guiding light, directional tool as we make corrections and developments come in, things of that nature, we can make an adjustment. So bring for you for approval, and this will also go to the city council as an ordinance, and then it'll be back to the impact fees. So you'll see this again in the impact fees as part of the roadway. This is all part of that, so we can start figuring out what goes in what zone, so we can start planning of what that impact fee dollar amount needs to be. Any questions?
There's no changes to the road, but just the impact fees? Is that what I'm getting at?
No, that's, impact fees are fees that you got to look at all the road structure that you're going to build. Instead of trying to pay behind it and we go build the road first, impact fees are a way to kind of feed forward so you're not, the county or the city's not all the way out of that. So impact fees, like I said, roadway, water, and sewer. It's part of your infrastructure.
But in terms of the roads, is this similar to the previous comprehensive plan? Or is there substantial changes based
Well, this is actually just the city thoroughfare plan. Yeah. The comprehensive plan was done in 17 or 19, I believe.
and how that gets updated every?
Comprehensive plan generally depends on how your growth and what you're going on, generally about once every 8 to 12 years, the 10-year plan. The impact fees are required to be done every 5 years. So
What this is, right?
this is relative in preparation for the impact fees. So we can kind of say, okay, these are the amount of roads that we're going to be included in the thoroughfare plan for the future. So we can start calculating what the roadway impact fees need to be. So when we have assessments and developers pay or homeowners pay, et cetera, that dollar kind of helps feed forward to supply roads for this.
Any questions for staff?
Will any of these furniture plans affect like existing housing or the community? Like say for instance, like that collector on 34 South, I mean, will anything be disrupted like it is right now on 80 and 205 and 148? How crazy it is out there?
Well, the whole concept behind that is the more we get off of that road and create a loop system, we can lessen the impact to 148.80. So you'll see on 226, the Virginia, it's the bright blue. They're looking at widening that with sidewalks and things of that nature. As you go on up, you'll see if you look at, start on the far right where cursor is there, 429. Y'all know where 429 basically go up to that pink road, and you just follow that pink road, and it kind of makes a loop around the town. So that's just kind of a thumbnail, but it kind of gives you some guiding light. There is some thought put into that line, so I don't want to think it was just whimsically done with a crayon, but there was a lot of thought and research put into that of, you try to minimize the number of parcels and things of that nature, you get into that. But we'll also look at our future development. Y'all have seen our current development map that's out there, the amount of developments they're looking at and where they're located. We kind of do use that as a connectivity map.
So if there are existing houses there, will eminent domain be implemented?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the map you give people when they complain and say, we need to build roads before we have anything. It's like returning the bridge to nowhere that everyone laughed at forever. Now it's the bridge to about $1 billion worth of industry. So
Yeah, that's why you see that, the bridge why are they building a bridge over there? Well, that's built for, and we're getting a little bit off the side, but that bridge is built for a 100-year flood. So if we ever get into that type of, Highway 80 is going to be underwater. But that road, the way it's angled, yes, it's going to loop back in to 80, but eventually it's going to go parallel to 80 and pick up on that pink road, pink dotted line, and create a loop. So when everybody's in those houses in North Spur or on the outer loop, they don't have to come down to 80 to come down. We have two channels back into town. So yes, I know it's the sad part of that, but we don't want to be in a situation where we're packed in there and everybody refers to the other town just west of us and we're all packed in there and we don't like the traffic. So it's a give to get. The development's coming, so you got to adjust and hopefully plan ahead and not on the reciprocating end.
With regards to that, I'm guessing we're gonna give future ramp time to somebody where it's gonna affect. I mean, if it does.
Oh, yes, yes, sir.
There's nothing that they're gonna make.
Oh, no, not at all. This is just a guiding light in a direction, so we don't even have the funds to build some of these roads.
It's not like final.
No,
Now, it's leading towards that point, but it's still not.
right,
A lot of things could change by the time.
right. If a big development comes in, it might alter a road a little bit. So,
If it does, it still be, houses will be affected?
so as development goes, there's traffic coming. So you need to have a plan of how to flow the traffic. And the school's gonna grow, all that's gonna be an impact. So this is to accommodate, so we're not packed in here on all Highway 80.
Next question, so is this affecting streets and everything inside the city? Or is this also a partnership with TxDOT with other roads around the city?
So some roads, you're getting into what they're classified as. And street looks like Nash and Rockwall, not Rockwall, Nash and Virginia, Adelaide, and things, those are going to be city streets. The state highway, now you're dealing with TxDOT. So now you're getting into a different classification of road. There are some roads that we're looking at and to incorporate. Part of our thoroughfare plan is between 557 and Highway 80. You go where there's not a road there. Well, Las Lomas comes down and runs into Apache Trail and it dead ends. Well, we're doing the engineering to extend that road all the way and put a bridge over Highway 80. That's part of this guiding light. So that part, we're going to try to partner up with TxDOT. We're going to do the engineering and then we're hopefully going to convince TxDOT, you pay for it and build it.
Okay, so question, so for example, 429, that's state, that's TxDOT.
That's correct.
This is the city plans on the, pink.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you guys looked at? TxDOT TxDOT's projects and incorporate that into this thoroughfare, or?
Yes, so we visit with them, I mean, we have a collaboration with them that we share. They're usually the leading dog in that, and then we kind of contour to that. But yes, we're in contact with them constantly. So there's some court, yeah. No, we're not solely out on our own trying to say this is the way we want to build it and the way we want to look. Because we don't have all the funds to make this happen.
Okay, any other questions in regards to, the updated city thoroughfare plan? We have a motion on the floor.
Make a motion to approve action item 7.1.
I have a motion to approve action item 7.1. Do I have a second? I have a second to approve action item 7.1. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Action item carries. All right. We move on to action item 7.2. Discuss and consider construction plat for Crossroads of Terrell Phase 1B, Lot 2R, Block 6, being .87 acres out of the John C. Hale Survey Abstract 202, number 202, City of Terrell, Kaufman County, Texas, located at the south side of Spur 557, American Way and Circle Center, CP 24-03.
Good evening, Commissioners. Tonight I bring a construction plat application. It's submitted by the property owner who is also the developer. The property is out at our Crossroads facility, and this particular location, and we'll show you, Katie, go to their architectural plans. Right, keep going, one more, right there. So if you can see here, it fronts Spur 557. To the east is the Specs Liquor Store, and then to the west, okay, then we have the center circle, that roundabout, but then that restaurant up there fronting Spur, that is the Chili's. So that gives you a little bearing of where it's located. This owner has submitted a construction plat application for a Texas Regional Bank. The applicant is the legal owner of this parcel and has complied with all requirements of a construction plat. The current zoning also complies with the use of the property. It has also been determined that the City of Terrell's ordinances and other codes, studies, and plans are applicable to this development. The construction plat, along with the engineering plan sheets, have been reviewed in our office, and a preliminary approval has already been given on both the architectural side and the engineering side. Once it is in favor here and at City Council, then we'll move forward with them to complete those reviews for final approval, and then they'll start applying for their construction permits. The next page in your package is their application. It identifies the Texas Regional Bank and then their development team, their surveyor and their land planner engineer. Going over to page 18, here's their plat. This plat has already started the review with the city. It will be modified for proper signatures on, but this is sufficient at this point of this application process. The page 19 is a rendering of this building, and you've probably seen these banks. I think Kaufman has one, I think Canton has one. This is their typical design. There are a little bit of some variations, but for the most part, it will resemble this rendering. The next page, 20, is another location map that Katie's showing you up on the map. Page 21 is their site plan, and this will just kind of zero into showing the flow of their service, the in and out of egress, and how their left and right egress and ingress. Then the last page is just a little bit of their views on their design. It's like 4 sides that give you an idea of what to picture out on that property. So if it is awarded in favor tonight and at City Council on March 5th, then we will start working forward towards the construction permit. And I will pause for any questions.
Any questions, Commissioners?
Right now, that location is vacant.
Yes, sir.
We do appreciate more banks coming in. Thank you for working with them.
Absolutely. We're excited to have them.
Commissioners, any other questions for staff in regards to this? It's a good addition to that area. We have a motion on the floor for action item 7.2. I have a motion to approve action item 7.2. Do I have a second? I have a second to approve action item 7.2. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Okay. Next, item of agenda is, we're gonna, if there's no objection, we would like to adjourn for an executive session. Any objections? we're gonna reconvene back into regular session.
Are you online?
6:07, we're gonna reconvene back into regular session. We don't have any other action item for tonight. Any other questions, then I'll meeting adjourned.
Thank you, commissioners, very,
Thank
very
y'all.
much. Y'all have a good evening.